done.
This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter. What kind of up podcast is this? Black lives don't matter? Really? Man, who is this dude? Black guy? Wait, so a black man got a podcast called Black Lives Don't Matter. It's like President Obama waving the rebel flag. I done seen it all now. Maybe this is what it takes. Time to shine the light on all the times black life didn't matter. Talk your truth, brother. Listen up. Let's get down with this. Because if black lives really mattered, we wouldn't need a movement. Now would we?
Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome back to Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. I'm Deron Harris. What's been happening is some of the educational institutions in the South, some of the states, like Florida for one, I believe Louisiana for two. It's either Alabama or Louisiana. I'm sure one of them is about to follow suit because a lot of them are doing it. They are starting to erase the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives at their school or on all levels at the Board of Education from public school all the way up to college. They're getting rid of the DEI programs. No more diversity, no more equity or inclusion at these places. The University of Florida announced about 3 weeks ago, that they were getting ready. They did. They got rid of all their DEI programs and immediately, without telling it, fired all those people. I think it was like 12 or 13 people at the university that lost their jobs immediately overnight. Bye, goodbye. We no longer need you around here in your diversity. Well, cool. This is how I look at it, all right? This is how I look at this whole thing. If you don't want diversity, that's fine. That is your loss, okay? Because I find that the more diverse things are, the more interesting they are, and the more beneficial they are, the more diverse things are, okay? So, especially in a school setting, right? In a school setting, you got these schools now think about it like this. These schools, some of them are, they have great academic prowess, but a lot of the schools in the South, they thrive on their sports teams. Their sports teams really are the things that bring them revenue every year. They fill up that Gator Bowl every year. They fill up the road. They fill up all these bowls with all these games every single year. And that brings in revenue, for the school, and everybody's happy, right? Well, I'll tell you what, folks. If it were me, okay, and this is just me, and I was a senior in high school, getting ready to, go to college to do whatever. Especially if I was I am a person of color. As a person of color, I would look for the blackest school I could find. I would look for the blackest college, the blackest HSBCU I could find. I really would. And then I would go play football there. And I wouldn't run another fucking touchdown for the University of Florida. I wouldn't dunk another basketball. I wouldn't hit another home run. Nothing. Not for the University of Louisiana. For none of them. You want to get rid of diversity, equity, inclusion? That means you must not want no diversity on your fucking football team now. Oh, well, let's not be hasty. Because that's right. You want your football team. You want us to keep coming and running your touchdowns. But you don't want to do anything else. You don't want to do anything for us. Just like always. Just like it's always been. You want us to do everything for you, and you want to do nothing for us. As a matter of fact, you want to strip us of whatever it is we do have and make us do for you with whatever you decide to give us. Fuck that, all right? So this podcast is actually, I'm going to play the role or the role of the town crier, okay? This is to everyone out there, every athlete of color, Every single one of you out there within my voice, if you are listening, if you're a parent, of an athlete of color, if you are a parent, a grandparent, a mentor, I don't care who it is, I don't care who you are, to this athlete of color, figure out which schools are getting rid of all these programs. Which school is getting rid of DEI? Don't take me off the fucking list. Do not even grace them with your presence. If they don't want any diversity, then they don't have to get it. That's fine. But I'm going to tell you what, though. If you want to win some football games, I think the one thing you're going to need is some fucking diversity. And you can believe that. This has been Black Lives Don't Matter, folks. Keep your eyes wide open. Don't shut them for nothing. Don't shut them for shit, okay? Because black lives have to matter, okay? And don't get it twisted. I'm not with this Black Lives Matter movement. That's not me. I'm not that guy, okay? But I do know that black lives have to matter. They got to, man. They have to matter. They got to, because they got to matter for more than just when we're running touchdowns or dunking basketballs. They got to matter for more than when we're making rap records. Shout out to Snoop, by the way, for making some cereal. You know what I'm saying? We need more of that. We need more of that and less of that bullshit. So that's whatever it is. Especially all these people, they love sports. They love, he ran a such and such. They love their football, man. They love football. Love it. Boycott it. Boycott those schools. All right? Boycott the University of Florida. If you are a black athlete going to school for find a black college or find a college that accepts you, that celebrates you. Don't go to some place where they're doing everything in their power to get rid of the fact that you even exist. All of them. All of them. Every single state, every single school. In Texas, not too long ago, they made some kid cut his dreadlocks, told him he in order to come back to school, he had to cut his dreads. And then everybody started, they had to, no, man, fuck that. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Don't cut your hair. School your children at home, parents. Take your children out of those schools, out of those power structures. Take your children out of those things. Out of those places, because those places obviously do not have black people's best interest in mind. And I don't give a fuck. You're going to have to. If you want me to come here, if you want me to run touchdowns, if you want me to celebrate you, then you need to celebrate me. And it's as simple as that. But you never will. And I know you won't, because you're steady passing legislation against us. And that's fine. That's fine. And like I said, folks, to all the young black athletes out there, go and support your people. Support your people, because I'm going to tell you what, they're going to teach you more about you than any of these other schools ever will. Black colleges will teach black students about themselves more. They will nurture your potential. You know what I'm saying? Give them a chance. There's some excellent colleges out there, and not for nothing, let's build us, man. They've been building them for 400 years, and we actually helped them. It's time for us to build us now. It's time for us to build us now. And don't worry about it. Think Black Wall Street is going to happen again? Never. Never going to happen again. But if we don't open our eyes to certain things and certain policies that are getting ready to be in place, and if we don't go out and vote and try and if we don't do any of these things, then they're not winning. We're beating ourselves. Okay? And that goes to all my brown brothers and sisters out there too. We're beating ourselves. They trying to get us to turn in on each other, man. They're trying to get us to turn in on each other. We must resist that. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want. They want us to fight so they can continue to fuck us all. We got to get off of that. We got to stand behind each other. We got to understand that our power lies in our unity. Our power lies in our togetherness. You know what I'm saying? They together by default. They're just going to be together. You know, you look and see all the development, and you can almost see that all the boards of directors on the development team, and they're all white guys. That has nothing to do with anybody. The only thing that anybody minority really has to do with is really a lot of times is the construction of the joint. They don't really have any other say. All the real money is being made by those people. We have to learn to be bulletproof against them. We have to learn that whatever they say does not have to be the gospel. We have to learn that we are quite capable of making policies to govern ourselves. We have to learn that. And the main thing is we have to stop giving them power over us. And whatever power they do have over us, we have to take back. You understand? That's going to do it for this episode of the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast, because I'm going to tell you what, they got to start mattering. Because they don't right now. And they're passing legislation all over the country now to show us in our face, in real time, that black lives don't matter. They don't matter here. Black lives don't matter here, because if they did, we wouldn't need a movement, folks. Really, we wouldn't need to say it if they did. But that's all right. That's all right. Stop saying it. Stop saying Black Lives Matter, okay? Stop it. Stop saying and start showing. Start doing Black Lives Mattering, okay? Start doing it. Stop showing, motherfuckers. Stop telling, motherfuckers, and start doing. Start showing.
Black Lives Don't Matter. Stream it wherever you podcast.